What's going on, guys? Hey, I wanted to come back to you and bring you some JLP. In this episode, he's talking to Pearl Davis. And I don't know if you know who Pearl Davis is, but Pearl Davis has her own podcast. It's called Just Pearly Things. And it's kind of a red-pilled type podcast. It's kind of in the, even though she's a woman, of course, it's kind of like in the, I guess you would call it the manosphere, the red pill community. But anyways, it's a pretty good interview, and I'm gonna bring you a clip of that, about a 15-minute clip, and I'm gonna comment to it. So, but if you guys would, please like and subscribe. Thanks.
The race issue. Do you believe racism exists?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you have, and why do you believe that?
Because racist things happen sometimes. So.
Like what, for example?
Like what? I mean, do I think by and large it's common? No, but wasn't there just a shooting that was like over racism? Like there was a guy who like shot up a church because...
Oh, some years ago.
Yeah.
He went there, apparently shot some blacks.
Yeah, and he was, I mean, I think it's like silly to say racism doesn't exist at all, but do I think like by and large most of America is racist? No.
Yeah, but that, I believe his name was Dylan Roof. Mm-hmm. But he went, according to some of the reports, mm-hmm. he did it because white people picked on. They're the most, mm-hmm. especially white Christian men, they're the mm-hmm. most hated species mm-hmm. on this side of heaven. Mm-hmm. And so white people, especially white men, are blamed for everything. Oh,
everything. That's another form of racism.
Yeah, and when he found that out, it made him angry because he had black friends. Mm-hmm. And just that made him angry.
I will agree, man. As a white man, I do feel that we are kind of blamed and scapegoated as the reason why the world is the way it is, and the reason why people don't get ahead or whatever is because of white men. Whether it's somebody of a brown person or a black person or a woman or whatever, straight white men, I feel get the bad rap, and yeah, I mean, I do.
Angry, that's why he did it. Mm-hmm. That was some of the report. Mm-hmm. But of course, the people who love to push racism say he did it because of racism. Mm-hmm. I say that racism doesn't exist, mm-hmm. and it never existed. Mm-hmm. It's just a made-up word mm-hmm. in order to deceive and control the people. Mm-hmm. It's either good or evil, right or wrong. Mm-hmm. It's not about the color. Mm-hmm. It's about the spirit of the person or mm-hmm. people. Mm-hmm. So I don't believe racism exists. Mm-hmm. There are people on the side of evil. There are those who are on the side of good. Mm-hmm. What do you got to say to that?
Yeah, you could spin it that way. I think like there's individual instances of racism. I don't think it's like by and large America's racist, but I mean, you can even argue that like racism, like there's racism against straight white men, and sexism. So yeah, but I don't really have like a strong opinion on it.
Do you think that if people was not of anger, if they was not of hate, would they ever want to kill their neighbors, kill someone? If they're of love, except for protection, would they, or self-defense?
People were of love.
Yeah, would they want to just kill somebody because of their color?
No.
And so that's the proof then. Mm-hmm. It's because of the hatred mm-hmm. of the heart. Mm-hmm. What do you say to that?
Well, if they hate one group, wouldn't it be racist? Like if they're killing someone because they're black or because they're white, like wouldn't that be racist?
But in all honesty, people don't kill just because of your color.
Yeah, probably not.
They have another reason for it. Like let's say that we all know that most black people hate white people today, mm-hmm. and they're blaming whites for everything. They're attacking mm-hmm. white people. They're raping them.
That's always their first response to me. It's like, you're white and privileged.
Yeah.
Whenever I say anything.
Yeah. And so if a black person is doing that and you get angry.
Yeah, I've got there before too. You're white and privileged. It's like, man, look, you know nothing about me, nothing about where I came from, nothing about what I've gone through. So no, you can't say that. I mean, you can, but it didn't mean anything. You might be more privileged than me.
Angry at them for doing that. It is that anger that will cause you to want to hurt them. So it's not just because of their color.
Okay, yeah, I could see that.
You do?
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's either good or evil.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just another way of like saying the same thing, but yeah.
But when you say racism, it looked like it's happening just because of your color.
Yeah.
Not because of any other reason.
Oh, okay.
I do get what he's saying to a degree. I get it, I think he's saying that, you focus that hatred, or that if you have hatred in your heart, you can focus that hatred or that rage towards particular groups of people, and so I get what he's saying. It's not about so much about race as is hatred. So I get that. It's good and evil. But, but I kind of have my own feelings on that as well.
And that's not true. It's just not true. As a matter of fact, when I was growing up, you didn't even hear the word racism because it didn't exist.
Yeah.
And I grew up in Alabama on a plantation during the Jim Crow era, but we never heard the word racism at all.
Well, would you say it's because of like race hustlers, like the people that like make money out? Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
They made that word up to
Yeah.
be race hustlers.
Yeah, it's like race hustlers. Probably environment hustlers. I don't know much about the environment, but it's the same pattern. So that's why I'm like, and then there's violence against women hustlers. That's the other thing.
I think something else too, real quick, man, is there's a good book called Woke Incorporated, and you can check the book out. But yeah, it's pretty good. So I think a lot of groups make money on kind of pushing division, and whether it's Black Lives Matter or some kind of climate activist group or whatever. So yeah,
it has to be like.
So relationships between men and women in England, is it the same as it is over here?
Yeah.
The same.
Yeah, it's slightly. I kind of look at how modern a country is. I look at their average age of first marriage. So it's interesting because there's some countries you'd be surprised. In Ireland, it's 35 and 34. So the higher they are, I think they're the more modern. But the UK is 31 and like 30, or 31 and 32. The US is 27 and 28.
Amazing.
So I'd say it's a little bit more modern.
Really?
But not much. It's kind of
okay.
The mindset's the same. It's not. That's why I say I forget I'm in the UK sometimes.
So do you hope to get married one day and have a family?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I want a lot of kids.
You want a lot?
Yeah.
We need white babies.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you know I started White History Month?
No. What do you go through like all the white countries?
Well,
yeah, like I'm Irish and German. Do we get like a day or a week in the month? Or how do you
July is White History Month.
Okay, so July is white.
And we just celebrated, last July, we celebrated our 5th year of White History Month.
So I just want to know, like, I'm Irish, German, Lithuanian, Welsh, and Polish. I'm like all the white countries.
You're totally white.
Yeah. So I just wanted to know, like, do we get like each day we talk about a different like white country?
We talk about
nice.
different things that white people did to make the world great.
Yeah.
And I started in July because you got to admit, July just feels white.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Vacation.
It's not, but it's not a good month for white people because we get sunburned.
Yeah, I heard.
You see, yeah.
Yeah. But it's vacation. It's the 4th of July. It's reflection time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking definitely her, man, with that red hair and kind of pale skin. Man, she probably burns quick.
Back on the country, it's like you slow down and really, it's just white.
Yeah. I could see that.
You can see that?
Yeah.
So will you be celebrating with us now, from now on?
Yeah, sure.
And so what I'm trying to do is encourage white people to make more babies, get married, and just have a truckload of babies.
Okay.
Because a lot of white women are not having babies. They're having abortions, or they're not getting married and having children. They'd rather go off and have a career than to get married. So there's a report out that in not too far away from here, white people would be the minorities in their own countries, especially in this country. And if white people become the minority, it's over for America. Have you noticed that the blacks turn everything into a ghetto?
Why do this to me? Sometimes.
She said, "Don't do this to me." You know, I mean, yeah, you got to put her on the spot there, Jesse. But yeah, I kind of, you know, again, man, people are people, people are individuals, you know, but I do agree in a way with kind of what you're saying. You know, I think when people think about, you know, and again, man, not all black people, not all black people are a certain way, not all white people are a certain way, not all whatever. But I think when people think of black people, think, and again, man, I don't know the numbers exactly, but I mean, the crime numbers are much higher among black people and much more violent crime. I believe what they said, about 13% of the population commits of about 55% of all violent crime. And, you know, again, man, I'm not, you know, I'm just saying that I kind of get where he's going with this, but you're kind of putting her on the spot with this.
Sometimes.
You notice that whenever they get a nice neighborhood, they move into your neighborhood, it turns ghetto.
Yeah, sometimes. Have you ever read like Thomas Sowell at all?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like what he talks about with redneck culture.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I think 2 out of every 3 black people came from redneck culture, where like 1 out of every 10 white people. So I feel like it's more like the culture than like race, in my opinion.
Yeah. And so, but that's why I'm...
Real quick, man, I want to add that if you guys haven't read the book, Black Rednecks and White Liberals by Thomas Sowell, man, check that out. It's a good book.
Asking white people to start making babies because I don't want to lose my country completely. Because if they don't, if they come in minorities, it's over for America. All of the Western countries, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't thought about that as much.
Why do you think white people create and other people don't?
What do you mean?
Like, they're very... I mean, look at this country. You admit that it was founded by white men, right? And with the help of God, they created the greatest country on this side of heaven. But as we're losing the white people and the people of color are taking over, it's becoming like a hellhole. Have you noticed that?
No,
you haven't?
I haven't noticed that.
How can you admit? Why haven't you noticed it?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't really have a strong...
Again, Justin, man, you're putting her on the spot. You're putting this girl on the spot.
Thought about it too much.
Oh, you don't pay attention to that, things like that much?
No, not really.
But have you noticed that white people are the most hated people on this side of heaven now? They're blamed for everything.
Yeah, by a certain loud minority, I would say. I don't think most people think about this stuff too much.
Oh, they don't?
But I think like there's like a loud minority that just like hates white people. And I don't really understand why.
Me neither.
But, you know.
They're jealous.
Possibly, yeah.
So how do you see the world today?
How do I see the world today?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that birth control caused everything that's going amok now. Yeah. I think that I see the world as like if this is my world and I was given power immediately, I would just ban birth control. I feel like families would come back if we banned and abortion.
Yeah.
I think both of those things.
Yeah, it definitely has a lot to do with the destruction of the family.
Yeah.
And abortion.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. And I do believe that if we could.
Yeah, I think that and the welfare state too has really done a number on families, and especially the black family.
To bring back the order of the family, that a lot of that stuff would disappear. What is love?
What is love? I think love's a choice.
A choice?
Yeah.
Meaning what?
It's like an action. I think you like choose to love people.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I don't have a good definition. I don't really think about it too much, but I think of love as like with my parents, they love each other, but like sometimes they get really annoyed with each other and they don't want to talk to each other. But like they still love each other because they choose to show up and like be married every day.
Have you ever been in love?
Yes.
You've been in love?
Yes.
And what was that like for you?
What was it like? It was good. It was fun.
It was good?
Yeah, it was good.
What is a man?
A man is a biological.
Man, one thing I think real quick is, man, if you're in love and it's really good, it'll be really bad too. Just give it time, and then it'll get really good again, and then it'll get really bad. So just give it time.
A guy with a dick? I don't know.
You said a guy with what?
With a dick.
A what?
With a dick. I don't know.
You don't know what a man is?
No, I mean, it's just a guy.
Oh, what did they say on, the little boy say on, oh God, what's that movie with Kindergarten Cop with Arnold Schwarzenegger? The little boy said, boys have penises, girls have vaginas.
That has guy parts. I don't know.
And what is a woman?
A girl with girl parts.
That's amazing.
It shouldn't be. It should be pretty it shouldn't be amazing. It should just be common sense,
Oh, let me ask you this, and then I got to put you on the hot seat.
Oh God. Okay.
We live in 2022. There's no common sense. There's no such thing as common sense anymore. I mean, good God, turn on the news. There's men becoming women, drag queens reading to kids at the library. We have to use certain pronouns, and I mean, there is no common sense anymore.
The black woman that Joe Biden appointed to the U.S. Supreme Court, and he chose that woman, picked her because she was black and female, no qualification at all. And so going through the confirmation hearing, she was asked, what is a woman? And she didn't know.
Oh God.
What a woman was. What do you think about that?
She should be fired immediately.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're going to interpret the Constitution, but you don't know what a man and a woman is?
I know.
And I think it's racist. I think black people should be offended by that. Anyone that hires you because you're black, that is so offensive.
I totally agree.
Yeah, I totally agree with that too. But also, man, if you are so beholden to this woke, this whole woke ideology where you can't answer a simple question like what is a woman, then that should automatically disqualify you from serving on the Supreme Court. I mean, if you can't answer a simple question.
I think that's offensive. You should hire people because they're good at their job.
Yes.
And I think it's offensive that you think you need to hire people because of this color of their skin. And I have a whole team in Nigeria. They do a great job. Shout out Nigeria.
Right. Shout out Nigeria.
And it didn't matter. None of that mattered to me.
Well, I noticed that blacks from other countries When they come here, they work harder, they get a good education, they tend to start businesses. But the blacks that live here, because they've been spoiled by the government, especially the Democratic Party, they don't tend to do that because they're not as independent as the ones that come here. It wasn't always that way, but it's truly like that now.
Yeah, I actually really like hiring Africans because their culture, they just work very hard.
Yeah.
Like my producer's from Zimbabwe, my content team's from Nigeria. Like I just think Africans have a really strong like work ethic.
Yeah, I agree. Amazing. I gotta heat this thing up, this interview up.
Okay.
I'm gonna put
Yeah, I got a real quick ad. Again, man, I think immigrants on a whole, I mean, not all, I mean, I'm sure, but I think at least that I've come in contact with, whether they come from Mexico or somewhere in the Middle East or Africa or, whatever, they tend to be really hard workers. Now, they're willing to put in the time. They're willing to do the hard jobs, and they don't complain. You don't hear them complain like you do, the American folks. And, so yeah, I definitely agree with that.
put you on the hot seat.
Okay.
And I need you to answer these questions as quickly as possible.
Oh no. Okay.
The hot seat.
Do we need more white babies?
Yes.
Is it ever okay to call a woman fat?
Yes.
Oh, I knew that one. Did you take the jab?
Yes, sadly.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
I didn't want to quarantine for 2 weeks when I went to the UK. I regret it, but yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why do you regret it?
I've been on health Twitter recently, and I've seen a lot of people dying from it, and I'm like, oh, I hope I don't. But I can't undo it now. We're
Right.
here. So.
True or false? Abortion is worse than slavery.
Yes.
Did you know that I started August as Men's History Month?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's our 5th year of Men's History Month as well. Because men are so hated, we try to get them back to order.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Should a doctor be allowed to perform assisted suicide?
Only if they're really old, maybe. Or sick. Only in extreme cases, but no, I have to think about it. No, I changed my answer. No.
Yeah. Have you ever told another person how the cow ate the cabbage?
How to what?
The cow ate the cabbage?
No.
Who would you rather see as president? Kanye West, Big Mama Michelle Obama, AOC, the Great White Hope, Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, or Hunter Biden?
Trump.
Trump. The bear shit in the woods.
Does what?
The bear shit in the woods.
Yes.
Does a chicken have lips?
No.
Did you have fun?
Yes.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I totally enjoyed that. I'm going
to go ahead and cut it here, guys, because, I'm about 27 minutes in. But, yeah, I mean, but, abortion. Yeah, I agree. Abortion, slavery was evil, and slavery is evil. But as far as actually killing the kids in the womb, I gotta say that's worse. You're actually killing kids in the womb. I mean, both of them are evil, but I definitely agree with what she's saying with that. But yeah. But look, guys, if you would, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. You son of a